Berman, the Mortgage News Network. We're here in Boston at the MBA National. I got two people here, are legends in the business and legends in film. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. We got Glenn Stearns, and who's a founding investor, and Kevin Costner, who also a founding investor for Lender Price. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day.
All right, thank you for having us.
So listen, I want to get right into this. Kevin, I don't know what experience you have in terms of mortgage technology, but you're part of actually one of the hottest firms that's being talked about today. Tell a little bit about the opportunity that was presented to you.
Well, I have like zero experience in the thing, except that like so many people trying to buy homes, I've experienced that from the early in my life when I didn't know what was going to happen, didn't know if I could afford it, and I'm told that I'm getting the best of the best service. You're kind of like your head's going like this, a lot of chin boogies, and you're thinking that you're being handled. And I've had that experience follow me through my life, buying lots of property and 4 or 5 houses along the way. And but this was something that comes to me in my life sometimes, a certain opportunity. Somebody has a strong idea. But they don't have the economic engine to make it go, and they come to me, and so this idea came to me, and I understood the business, but I can't say that I immediately jumped at the idea. But what I don't come at the world cynically, so I said, explain it to me. And again, I'm a public school guy, so I didn't understand it either. So I brought in my long-term partner, Rod Lake, and we began to go down the road. And I didn't want to be a part of something that was just part of the, I wanted it to be special. So I said, is this special? And of course, anybody that's trying to get your money says, yes, it's special. And but we did. The story began to unfold, and it was a good one, and it was something that felt like it made a difference in a industry where things were the same way I bought a house 30 years ago was the same way it was still working today. And I thought, and they said it doesn't have to be that way, and in fact it shouldn't be that way. And I said, tell me some more. So, without boring people, the story started to stand up. The what if we could do started to look like we really could do it. And what was interesting, at the same time I was having developing my own personal relationship with Glenn and his family, but I elected not to tell him what I was doing for 6 or 7 months. Listen, it would be like him handing me a script, and I'm thinking, hey man, we were just having such a good time, and now I know you wrote a script and you're giving it to me. So it's like,
that's how it felt.
Here we're having a good time fishing and doing different things together, and then I elected not to say something to him. But at a certain point, as we were reaching a critical mass, as the story became very compelling, I said to Glenn on a walk, I said, look, I want you to take this in the best possible way, but I'm involved in something. I'm not going to go into great length about what it is. I said, but it's it smells right. There's something about this is just right. And I said, at a proper moment, I'd like to bring it to you if you want me to. And so I let it sit, I think, in the simplest of terms. I'm doing something at the right time. I think I'd like to show it to you, but obviously that will be up to you. And I think I let the nature of our relationship for him to ferment on that a little bit, if you will, to decide like, I don't think my friend would bring me something that was silly. Yep. And in about probably 2 months later, I said to him, that thing we talked about, because we didn't talk about it again after that. Yeah. I said, that thing I talked about, I said, I'm prepared to show you now where we're at in the evolution of this business. And I think Glenn can speak to that moment.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, being in the business 27 years, helping thousands of borrowers.
You're like the Kevin Costner of the mortgage business.
I'm a little better looking than this guy. No.
Taller.
Yeah, taller. I was going to say that. Yeah. So, being in this process over and over again, and to his point, 20 years of the same software and the same way we've done things, and something had to change. And so when Kevin did come to me, I reluctantly, basically said, sure. And it was like being handed a script, I'm sure, for him, right? Because I thought, what does Kevin know about
did you look
the
at it
business?
right away, or did you?
No, well, when I came over there and we sat down and started to get a presentation, I was a little reluctant, and then as I started to watch this, I said, wow, there's something here, and started to kind of get really engaged and began to realize this is something that can help the consumer.
Yeah.
It can help the broker. It can help the lender, because what it's able to do with data and analytics is something that we haven't seen before. So he was onto something. He did his homework for many months, and then when I got involved in it, again through Kevin, I thought, this is something that could change our industry.
Well, I mean, now your career has. Most of it has been empowering the small to mid-sized mortgage companies to compete with the biggest banks in the country. Talk a little bit about how this is doing exactly that.
Well, we'll take from the pricing side. Okay, again, what we've had in pricing is old technology. Yeah. This is taking live pricing and you're crunching every single rate at the very moment, and you're able to get it, and you're able to price the loan. It can do. Again, through a demo, you'd be able to see very quickly. It's intuitive. It also is written in a way that is simple. It's not written the way an engineer would write it, And so that's important. Again, we both had some pretty basic education. Okay, didn't come from Ivy League schools. Well, I need it simple, and I know that the normal person doesn't want to go through and have to think too hard. They want it to flow. And so the way this works for the broker is that it's simple, it's quick, and they get their answer very fast. The way it works for the banker is he's able to compare every lender at that exact time to see, am I priced right? Am I giving away too much, or am I too tight? And so it's going to help so many different ways that in the industry. Again, the consumer is going to be the one to benefit, as Kevin had said, because you need to have the ability to be able to look and compare, rates across many different lenders. This is going to give that broker the power that he deserves.
It's powerful. Great. I really appreciate this. One last question. What do you love about Boston?
Boston. Oh, well, I love the bars, and I love the college scene, and I don't mean that I go to the bars, but I love the energy, the energy. Yeah, you got everybody, young people in here, right?
Yeah. What about you, Kevin? What do you love about Boston?
Well, there's a lot of things, but I had an experience here a while ago, and I didn't even think I was going to bring this up, but I told actually Rod on the plane, I've been able to do a lot of extraordinary things. Fame opens a lot of doors. It shuts a few. But it opens a lot, and I'm a student of history, and one time I was here and I just thought to go over to the North Church, the old North Church, and I was looking at it the same way everyone else was, and I noticed one of the women there with the Smokey the Bear hats, the if you will, the national tour people, with the National Park Service that was taking care of this landmark for us. She's looking at me, and I'm, I look over at her, and the crowd kind of moved away, and she says, "Do you want to go up into the tower?" It was a place where not everybody gets to go. She goes, "It's a little ladder, and it goes way up there." I know she wasn't saying, "Let's go make out." She was saying, "But do you want to go up?" And I think I had my daughter with me, and I looked at her and I said, "You want to go up?" And she said, "Yeah." So we did. We went up this, what could only feel like almost going up a chimney, up these stairs. We were going up the stairs of history, if you will. And we got to the top, and we looked out where the lantern must have been tossed. And so there's so much about Boston, but and so it's hard to highlight it. Yeah. But that was a highlight, right? To kind of be up there, and my imagination runs pretty wild to begin with. But I looked at my daughter, and I said, this is the good part of fame.
Wow, that's great. Very powerful. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Now, I'm Andrew Berman with the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching.